All right. Hey, Rose.
Hey, Graham.
We wanted to get started in conversation with y'all about our relationship with plant medicine and expanding into stones and embodiment and other days, but especially now thinking about vibrational medicine as it relates to plants for us. And this came about because Rose was telling me a little bit of her introduction, like her story of getting to know plants and how vibrational medicine came into her realm of thinking. And so I was wondering, Rose, if you would tell us a little bit about that.
I would love to. I even dressed up for the occasion. I have this beautiful camellia with me, which is really bringing me a lot of joy this morning.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I was thinking about there's actually so many different ways I could answer this question. So it's a little hard because I feel like my heart oh.
Yeah.
But one of the things I've been thinking is this sort of all the different layers of plant medicine, and that there's just so many reasons why I love engaging with it. And really, I was just sharing this story with someone yesterday that one of the first sort of curiosities about plant medicine came when I was in nursing school, and we were learning about pharmacology, and sort of in one breath, the textbook would say, there's no evidence to suggest that this plant medicine works. And this plant medicine works on the same pathway as this pharmaceutical. So don't take them together. And I grew up in a very science-based culture. I really love science. It's still, I think, it's certainly not something I want to ignore. I really celebrate the information that, the knowledge that comes through that, but it is really only one way of knowing. And that was really highlighted to me in that contradiction that was showing up in those texts. And at the same time, I was out in the woods learning about plants in just, through my own personal inclination. And so it was, I think, a natural curiosity to connect those two. And just as a nurse, seeing a lot of, I don't think you have to be a nurse to see this, honestly. Just we're all struggling with the healthcare system that we have, or it's hard to even call it a healthcare system sometimes, health or care. It's certainly a system. But so then feeling also like, wow, certainly like the accessibility of this, the ability to grow medicine in our gardens, to be able to gather it, to really think that, this is a way that people are taking care of each other all over the world today and historically. It's, I think that I really became interested in it from that kind of people's medicine perspective. Mm-hmm. And yet, I think sometimes even that can go into a direction of, because I think just those are the grooves that we have of mimicking the sort of like pharmaceuticals with plants. Like we're like, oh, this is more ecologically sustainable, so we're just gonna like put this plant in this slot where I used to put this medicine that I bought at the pharmacy. But there's a huge discrepancy there, because these are living, breathing creatures with a life of their own. The medicine that they're offering, the vibrancy that they have, they have a whole story in their life cycle, in their ancestry, where they grow. I mean, there's just so many connections. And so I think for me, that's what recently has opened this huge space in my heart for vibrational medicine, because I think at the heart of it, even underlying these more maybe considered practical remedies, some of the plant-based medicines that are supported by science, even underlying that, there's this whole world of connection. And that connection to me is really, really, truly the heart of the plant medicine. When Graham and I have been talking about our plant medicine 10-week immersion for dwelling, we've really been holding that close, and I've really been enjoying our conversations about that.
I'm so giddy with everything that you're saying. I feel like this happens to me a lot in like the context of teaching or like having shared space around medicine, but I just like there's so many perspectives that we bring to our experience with medicine, and being able to talk about it in a way that isn't confined to like, oh, I'm in a science class, so it has to be inside of this framework, like within dwelling and invitation, but also just like as humans, we are so multifaceted, like we get to have all of these different kinds of experience. And as you're talking about vibrational medicine, I feel like it's sort of this like balance between like seeing the different sort of lenses of how we view medicine, but also knowing that they can all like be combined into one lens, and we can like, you know, kind of like have a sense of fullness in our relationship with that medicine. And one of the things that you said really excited me about the ways that like plants are so much a part of how we take care of each other, and or like that practice is one of the ways that we're able to do that. And I thought immediately, I was like, it's also so much of like the way that I'm able to take care of myself, because that's another like I can't remember the word you used, but like these sort of channels that we've created where like our narrative puts us in these particular relationships. And one of mine is like always, you know, thinking about other people, and to damaging extent forgetting like what it means to be prioritizing like my own ability to do that and to take care of myself. And so I think that was really, I'd love to talk more about that another time. But like, I think that was really part of my introduction to plant medicine through a vibrational lens, was having an experience where like I felt supported, and nobody was doing anything. You know, it wasn't like an active, like I wasn't even drinking a tea or something like that. I was just outside in a space that for me is really healing. And that was like an initiation of my relationship with plant medicine completely. So I really love that. And I feel totally giddy. And I also feel like really firmly grounded, and being able to like navigate these different layers with you and community with other people as we're exploring them. I'm so excited, Rose.
Me too. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you.
Get to have our tea together here across time zones.
I know, thousands of miles apart. It's amazing.
And maybe with some others soon as well. Some of you all.